Hey, have you ever thought, is there enough money to go around? I mean, to get your fair slice of the pie, is there enough money to go around? Did you know that there's $100 trillion total in America? And if you were to evenly spread that amongst 330 million people, that would be $300,000 per person, not family, not household. Your average family of four would have $1.2 million. Yeah, there's enough money to go around. But the question is, how do you access it? How do you just get a larger slice of the pie? We need to be in the flow of wealth. And there's some tools that are being created, and there's some tools that exist right now to help us get into the flow of life and to get into this money game. My name is Jerome Bell. I'm the CEO and founder of Mega School. Mega School is high school, except it's for adults. So you can learn anything from obscure to mainstream to anything in between, including how to get into the flow of wealth. So tell me this, what do you think? Is the economy going towards this, or is it more so going towards this? Different people say different things. What even is an economy? Remember COVID? Did you have toilet paper? Remember that craziness about the toilet paper? An economy is resources you can access when you need them. During COVID, some people have more money than they ever had before, but they still had to wait 2 weeks for a reservation at their favorite restaurant. Remember social distancing, limited capacity? Well, riddle me this. What's the difference between afford to go to the restaurant but I have to wait 2 weeks due to limited capacity, or I simply can't afford to go to the restaurant, so I got to save up for 2 weeks? It's the same thing. So when you can access the resources, that's really what's key about the economy. Nature is an economy. It's not man-made. It's made by God, but it produces resources for all of life, including human beings. So how is it that you're able to access the economy? With the US dollars, you'll buy the toilet paper, right? But if you're going to Paris, you're getting a cafe in downtown Paris, you need to exchange those US dollars for euros. If you're going to ride the bullet train in Japan, you need to exchange those US dollars for yen. So, what even is currency? It's a medium of exchange of simply how you buy things. It's how you access the resources of the economy. It's not necessarily money. We're not even going to talk about money because currency is the lifeblood of the economy. It's the lifeblood of the economy. And have you considered what would God's currency be? Right? The currency of nature. It's information. Now, that might seem a bit abstract, but we're rational thinking beings. We're capable of understanding that. I'm sharing information with you right now. I'm using God's currency right now, and anyone is free to accept or not any currency, information, US dollar, the euro, the yen, Bitcoin, etc. It's your choice. Now, this is a bit scary, but all the nations around the world are implementing, very quietly, mind you, a central bank digital currency, or really multiple central bank digital currencies. CBDC for short. Cash is going to be banned. Paper money is going to be outlawed. You will have to use one digital bank that the government completely controls. They can freeze your bank account at any moment. This sounds like an episode of Black Mirror. This is what's going on very quietly all around the world. You can get that passport, but wherever you're going to go, they're creating as well. Right now, the central bank in the United States, that's the Federal Reserve, also known as the Fed, they give money to the commercial banks, Chase, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, etc. And then Chase and the rest, they give us money or businesses money through loans, etc. In this CBDC world, everyone has a bank account with the government. That's why they can freeze it directly. Even Chase's bank account could get frozen. And so, yeah, the traditional banks will still be around, but all this is for control by the elite, is to have ultimate control over the economy through the currency. So, why would we sign off on this and allow it? People like you and me, a crisis, war, a disease like a pandemic, famine, a food shortage, a natural disaster like a solar flare where all the electronics get fried, we would sign off probably on a CBDC. So, what would be the solution? We need a parallel economy. We need a parallel economy. And you might say, well, what exactly is a parallel economy? Think about the Amish. You know how they're self-sufficient? Now, could they defend themselves in a war militarily? No, but they largely are self-sufficient. Another example, Black Wall Street. In the early 1900s, Black Americans had limited or no access to resources of the economy. So, out of necessity, Black Americans created their own doctors, lawyers, bricklayers, school teachers, plumbers, etc. Anything you needed could be found within Black Wall Street. And here's a controversial example. Al Capone, the mafia, the criminal underworld, is exactly that, an underworld. It's a parallel economy. Someone gets shot, well, they say, don't take me to the hospital. They hire a doctor off the books to be able to take that bullet out, right? That doctor's operating in a parallel economy. So you want your fair share? It's going to be in the parallel economy. It's going to be in the parallel economy. You can have your fair share, moving a little bit closer towards that 300,000 we were talking about. And no, one does not simply build a parallel economy. This is true. Who's going to build it? I say the youth. The youth have the energy, they have the most incentive, they stand the most to gain to build a parallel economy to get the fair share. And we will help them to do it. How will they build it? We're going to make sure they have a strong social, economic, and political status. Why can't they have a youth social club where they master their social skills, develop strong, healthy relationships, have their own youth social club? And while they're there, they can learn how to become entrepreneurs, become financially literate. Why can't they all be trust fund babies? Additionally, they can be politically savvy. Why can't they have their own political party exclusively operated by teenagers 13 to 18, 19 year out? Now, what happens when you have a reliable third party on the ballot? You destroy the lesser two evils. So this is what's going to help build a strong middle class, shrink the wealth gap in a sustainable way. I call this ACE. It's called ACE. So it's going to be a new currency if you have a new economy. For America, it's going to be called USA. It's being developed as we speak. Imagine the US dollar, except you can't keep printing it out of thin air. That's what it is. It's a digital currency. It's a cryptocurrency. It'll be sold for exactly $1. And it's a way to be able to save yourself from the inflation that's caused by printing money. They intentionally try to get 2% inflation. Now we know it's more than that, but they intentionally try to get 2% inflation. This currency will not have a 2% inflation by design. So it'll help you to hold on to that buying power. Globally, we'll have a universal basic income, a UBI as they call it. And so this is every human being on the planet. This is your social safety net. This universal basic income, this UBI, it will not come from a government. It will also be a digital currency, a cryptocurrency, a machine, a decentralized network of computers will distribute UBI to everyone on the planet. Now, I've said a whole lot. How could you possibly learn all this? What if you could learn everything and walk through it through a fun and addictive mobile game like Monopoly Go, like Coinmaster? You can learn things like, what on earth is Trump hiding in his tax returns and how could I benefit from it? And more so, how can I do it in the real world? Everything in this game, the game is called Flow. Everything in this game has a direct real world connection. If you can do it in the game, you can do it in the real world, and it will tell you where to go specifically in the real world to do it. So this is how you're going to learn. We're going to have fun while we learn to become politically savvy. We want your business in Flow. Your business, your professional service in Flow. One, people need to discover you so they can hire you. And two, they want to be able to see where your business, where your profession fits within the economy, both the current economy and the parallel economy. So what's next? You have to tell us. We've talked about a lot of things here. What connected with you? What resonated with you? What jumped out at you, pulled at you? Tell us, right? Whoever shared this video with you, they should know who to connect you with next so that you can get a real world solution in getting into the flow of wealth. It's been great having this conversation. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the flow.